box, you had another business.
Yep.
Do you want to do a quick how we got here
Yeah,
and some
sure.
of the lessons you learned from that business, the failure? Because I love hearing about failures.
Yeah, so I mean, I could talk about a tremendous amount of failure in between college and my first business, but
Yeah.
if we want to go there. But my first business was a company called CustomMade.com. And my best friend, Seth, and I bought the company. We had approached a guy to sell us CustomMade.com for $140,000. We didn't have any money at the time, so we gave him a check for $2,500 for a deposit, and then it had 90 days of due diligence, which is where you're supposed to figure out what happens at the company. And we took all that time to go raise money. And so we raised 500 grand, and the whole,
Oh, damn. Okay.
yeah, the whole thing was we were both working in real estate, and we called it a shack in Manhattan. So this is 2008. CustomMade.com got a ton of inbound traffic.
Yeah, it's
from
a great
people
domain.
typing in custom made.
Yeah.
And it was filled with woodworkers who had their projects and stuff on there. And when you talk to these woodworkers, they're like, I get all my money from CustomMade.com, and I pay $35 a year for my subscription. And they had to email the owner to upload their content.
Okay.
So we were like, this is like a shack in Manhattan. We're
Yeah.
just going to buy it. We're going to overhaul it,
Yeah.
turn it into they can log in and manage their own content and jack up the rents.
Makes sense.
So people, thought that was a good idea and gave us
It's also a great narrative for raising money as
Yeah.
a side note. Just even though it's a shack in Manhattan, everyone's like, okay,
Yeah,
go through
yeah. Of course, this was 2008 and in Boston in real estate, and everyone had just lost their money because Bernie Madoff just ran off with everyone's money.
Did something happen in 2008? In the
Well,
United States?
yeah.
Oh, no way. Okay, crazy.
Yeah, so Bernie Madoff ran off with everyone's money. We heard a lot of no's, but we cobbled together a round. And then we got going, and things were working, and we raised another $500,000.
Okay.
And
When you
then
say things were working, what did you mean? So you were starting to make more, you were able to grow the revenue of the
yeah,
business?
we had pivoted the website.
Okay.
You could now log in. We made a ton of mistakes, but we built a sales team. We had people calling to get makers to sign up for an annual subscription or a monthly subscription. We hit about $60,000 in revenue a month, and
what was it doing prior?
$35,000 a year.
Oh, geez. Okay,
Yeah.
so you did an amazing job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we were still losing a little bit of money and whatnot.
Also, a great frame for me was listening to this is the idea that I had a mentor say this. He's like, right before you go to take your business to market, he's like, switch sides of the table and then try and say you just bought your business today. What are all the things you'd fix about it? It's well, maybe just do those first. And so I think it's just a great perspective on any business is if I bought everything today, how would I? It's a different lens at least. Anyways, for me, it's been helpful. But please continue.
Yeah. So at the time, it was 2010, 2011. Everybody in tech was raising money. And so we were looking at TechCrunch and looking at all this stuff. And at that time, there weren't all these accelerator programs and all these things that now exist to help people. And so my co-founder and I looked at each other. We're like, we have a good business. Why don't we raise money? Yeah. And so we ran around town again, raising money. This time trying to raise from VCs.
Yeah.
And we got First Round Capital, which is a very well-known VC in New York, and then we got Google Ventures to invest in our company. We raised 1.9 million at a 7 million pre-money.
Sure.
That's where things started falling apart. So actually, most people told us no. We went to raise money, and people are like, woodworker listing site? Hell no. And I was in a meeting, and at this VC benchmark, and I said, I was like, we built this function where somebody could post a project and makers could see them coming in, and then they could bid on them. And I was like, pull up the job board. And this thing was live action. We wanted to make it exciting. And there are these jobs rolling in, custom coffee table, custom. And I was like, all we have to do is stand in between these transactions, and we'll be the largest marketplace for custom stuff.
Yeah.
It was 2011. As soon as I said the word marketplace, everyone wanted an interview.
Of course. Yeah.
We went from no to marketplace. You could be the next Airbnb.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah.
You bet. Yeah.
Sure, we can be whatever you want. Just give us some money.
Yeah.
And so we raised the money on the premise that we were going to create a marketplace and stand in between a custom transaction, which wasn't the best premise, but people loved it.
Yeah.
We raised 1.9. 6 months later, there was one VC that we left out of the first deal.
Okay.
We're like, we don't want to raise more than 1.9, so you can't participate. 6 months later, they're like, we'll give you 4 on 16. We're like, okay, we'll take more money. So we took 4, and then we did an 18.
So now you've diluted, because now you're at, because you had the 1.9 on 7. So that was 20 or 2%, something like that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know the math, somewhere in there. And then you did another quarter, so 25%. With the second round. So you guys are sitting a little bit above 50. At that point, just from the 2 rounds.
Okay. Well, and then we're giving out equity to all of our employees and all that stuff too.
I'm highlighting this because I know I think I have some perspective on where you go.
There's
later.
a different path.
No,
So, and then a few years later, we did a $10 million round on $30 million. It was actually $18 million. It was 10 of equity, 4 of debt, and 4 of secondary.
Okay, so you got some money off the table.